And a good Thursday evening to you as we're coming to you from the campus they call the Farm. Stanford University at Maples Pavilion, the scene tonight for a high-stakes ACC women's basketball matchup. The Miami Hurricanes headed west and here to take on the Stanford Cardinal in a game that could very well decide plenty in the ACC tournament. About that, let's look at the ACC standings and take particular note of the bottom right side of your screen. Miami and Pitt. Miami about on the line. Pitt lost earlier today to Syracuse. So if Miami beats Stanford today, then it's the Canes heading to Greensboro in next week's ACC tournament. And we welcome you inside Maples Pavilion, everyone. Troy Clarity, Zena Cada, Nia Crittenden coming up in just a moment, and you. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. The Canes come into this game after a terrific performance on Senior Day, beating Wake Forest by 2 points and keeping themselves alive for Greensboro. And they were steadied by two terrific seniors. For more on that, here's Nia Crittenden.
Guys, let's talk Miami women's basketball. More specifically, their two top scorers in their fifth-year seniors. Cameron Williams, she had her second consecutive double-double and a career-high 23 points, 11 rebounds in their last game against Wake Forest. In addition, Haley Cavender, 18 points, 4 assists. So both of these key players, they showed up and showed out for the Canes, and they'll have to win tonight if they want to secure their spot in the ACC tournament. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Nia, looking forward to hearing a lot more from you throughout the course of tonight's show. The Miami Hurricanes at 14-13. The Stanford Cardinal also at 14-13. Zena, what are some things you're looking for here tonight at Maples?
Well, on the Stanford side, it's about a big start. You look at these last few games for Stanford, they have been outscored in the first half outside of that win against Boston College. A big, strong start is going to be important for them to get the pace up, get the momentum up, and get that energy that they like to play with early. When it comes to the Miami side, it's about taking care of the ball. And speaking with their personnel about how they've been able to play this season, they get a little bit wonky when it gets to some pressure on defense. So you can expect that they are trying to play for a position in the ACC tournament. They got to take care of the ball and make sure to keep the pace up with the Stanford.
And the Canes are well aware of the situation that they are in right now heading into this game. Meanwhile, the Stanford Cardinal, winners of 3 of their last 4, but that 3-game win streak came to a thud on Sunday at Virginia. It was an 89-69 final in favor of the Hoos, but the Hoos were ahead by as much as 31 in that game. But here we are tonight at Maples Pavilion. The Cardinal and the Canes. Away we go. Enjoy the game, everybody. Hannah Cavender and Haley Cavender. Yes, they're related. They're twin sisters. High profile. Hannah puts up a 3 and misses. Rebounds grabbed by Shea Ijiwoye.
Expect Hannah to be the one to be the floor general and Haley to be the one that creates.
Bozgana from straight away 3, misses left. And a travel called on Haley Cavender.
Oh, strange. Looked like she pivoted out of her rebound, but took too many steps there.
Haley and Hannah, both grad transfers from Gilbert, Arizona. They have a social media profile, I'm told, of some sort.
They do, and they've also created an app called Together, focusing on health and nutrition. I mean, they take a good job of making sure their bodies are in shape to be able to play. As Elena Bozgana gets to the basket there.
2-0, Cardinal with the lead. Cameron Williams, boy, what a day she had against Wake Forest on Sunday. Against Jasmine Roberts, as you look at the Miami starting 5. Roberts misses everything.
Big box out there by Brooke Demetria. Expect for her to be the controller in the paint there, especially against a Cameron Williams.
Ijiwoye travels along the baseline.
And the way that Brooke Demetri put a body on Williams, you can expect that scout said, find her as soon as the ball goes up.
That's going to be a crucial matchup to watch here tonight, I think. One of several.
Absolutely.
Pass intercepted by Bozgana. Doesn't quite have numbers. Bozgana, the step, the roll, rolls out. Marshall the board.
She doesn't need them all the time. She can go court to court just like that, basket to basket. The length of Stanford is going to be a problem for Miami.
That's off of Haley Cavender. Right in front of the Stanford bench. Shea Ijiwoye, very active. Shea wasn't feeling too hot during shoot-around today, but gets the start this evening.
Ijiwoye, one of the toughest players on this Stanford Cardinal, just beats through the paint, makes sure on defense that she's got her assignment locked in.
Chloe Clardy gets her shot back. Open for three. Got it. Chloe Clardy lit up Virginia Tech for 30 last week. She put Stanford ahead 5-0 here.
Chloe Clardy, one of the bright spots in the Stanford Cardinal roster, just being able to put the ball up, control what's going out on the floor, and also keep the pace of Stanford going.
The sophomore from Conway, Arkansas has really come on as the season has gone along. Hannah Cavender off the glass, no good. Rebound by Clardy.
Clardy was actually the first Stanford guard with 30 points and 5 assists in a game since her assistant coach, Jen Poland, did it.
Meanwhile, Brooke Dimitri adding to the early barrage for the Cardinal. That three ball is good. Timeout Miami as the Cardinal are ahead 8-0. Brooke Dimitri on target early. Well, there weren't many bright spots for Stanford in their loss to Virginia on Sunday, but here was one. Sophomore Courtney Ogden dropping a career-high 17 points on the Cavs.
Formidable player in Courtney Ogden, the former McDonald's All-American, has a great ability to stop and pop, create off the dribble, get through the lane because she's got such a great size to her. She's been a really great surprise over the course of the season, especially with Nuno Guerra taking a few games down because she's been out with injury. It's been really great to see Stevenson and Ogden step up.
Guerra not available for this one for the Cardinal tonight. Injury certainly has been a big part of their story so far this season. Hannah Cavender for three, got it. And the Canes are on the board.
Hannah Cavender continuing to find the open spots as she rotates when her teammates drive. You cannot lose them in the half court.
Mary Ashley Stevenson has been seeing more minutes of late. Bozgana, an unforced error. Elena Bozgana, the senior from Athens, Greece, had back-to-back double-doubles against Louisville and Syracuse earlier this month.
Bozgana, true triple threat, can shoot outside, can take it, little pump fake and go. Really crafty inside the arc.
Crafty veteran. Say it about Cameron Williams, too. She in for a moment. Hannah Cavender, the bounce to Williams with 10 to shoot. Haley Cavender. 3 to shoot. Hannah puts it up and misses off the front rim. Brooke Dimitri grabs the board for the Cards.
Keep an eye on how Miami's bigs set their screens. They put their butt on the opposing defender.
Meanwhile, Shea Ijiwoye connects with a smile on her face. Stanford's up 11-3.
Ijiwoye needed that, open up the game, and here comes her defense now on the best player on the Miami side in Haley Cavender.
Cameron Williams hands to Roberts and gets bumped down to the ground by Bozgana, and that is a foul on the senior from Stanford. Miami Hurricanes head coach Trisha Cullop in her first year as the head coach down at the 305, replaced Katie Meyer, who retired after 19 seasons as the head coach. She said earlier this week that her squad absolutely had to get that win over Wake. Now they need to steal a couple. They'd love to steal one here at Stanford tonight.
Lots of pressure going into that ACC tournament now that there's too many teams to be able to make the cut.
18 in the league with only 15 go. Hannah Cavender drains this one.
Once again, finding the open spots, continuously moving as her teammates are producing outside. You cannot lose track of Hannah Cavender.
Clardy to Ogden.
Pump fake and go, that's her game.
Cut off well by Darion Rogers. The scoop by Ogden, and it goes through. Nice move for the sophomore.
Like the two-man game with the post players at the top of the free throw line, being able to operate in tight spaces off that screen. Really nice work.
Back to the basket, Williams. And Hannah Cavender, who has all of Miami's points so far tonight. Clardy defensively. But Hannah Cavender wins that battle.
The Cavender twins both are 5'6". They are not of tall stature here, so they have to have that fancy footwork inside. They've got to be able to have those pivots around the basket and find their way to the basket.
Stanford 13, Hannah Cavender 7. Turnover as Ogden loses the handle. Canes on the run. Cameron Williams with the finish.
That's their big girl, being able to take it coast to coast.
4-point game. Ogden. Canes aren't giving the Cardinal a whole lot of room defensively.
Absolutely. They're pressuring up on them, making sure that on every screen they're going under, actually.
Here Ashley Stevenson for three. Misses right. Scramble for the rebound. In front of the Miami bench, it's Rogers. Haley Cavender has Marshall open underneath. The vision and the finish for Miami.
One thing I've always loved about Natalia Marshall's game, especially when she was at Notre Dame, is that she is a springy and athletic big. She'll get down the court really fast, run, rim run, and be able to be open underneath.
Does she remind you of anyone?
I mean, if there was a game I would have modeled when I was in college, it's Natalia Marshall. Just athletic, not too much footwork, not doing anything complicated, but make sure that she gets up and down the floor, and she can hit that trail three as well, something that she's developed in just this season at Miami.
Mary Ashley Stevenson giving Stanford a 4-point lead once again. From the corner, Hannah Cavender, she's been red hot for the Hurricanes in the early going.
Chloe Clardy literally had to put her hands up. She didn't know what to do because Hannah Cavender continues to find herself open, and she will release that shot as soon as she gets it.
Ogden trying to return the favor, misses short. Here comes Hannah.
All the pace is going Miami's way right now.
How about this? Hannah Cavender putting on a show. The Canes are in the lead for the first time. After Stanford has scored the first 8 points of the game, the Canes have taken the lead until now. Brooke Dimitri putting the card back on top.
Dimitri has such a silky smooth shot, especially at that extended free throw line. She can put that up. You give her just a little bit of space.
Senior from Foothill Ranch. Averaging 10 points per game on the nose. Haley Cavender stops, pirouettes, puts it up, and gets it to roll.
It's funny you said on the nose, because when I see Haley Cavender, hard-nosed player, gets to the paint and finds a way to finish. Good backdoor cut there by Ogden.
Canes were ready for it, though. But Clardy is ready to put it through for three. 20-18 Stanford. Well, what a pace in this game. Back and forth we've gone.
But right now, it's really being dictated by the Miami Hurricanes. Stanford's got to find a way to get some stops in a row and stack them up.
That's Miami's first miss. They've made 7 straight heading into that misfire from Marshall. 20-18 our score inside 2 minutes ago here in the first half, is your first quarter rather, as you look at Cameron Williams coming off. Tess Heel coming on for the Cardinal, a junior from Melbourne, Australia. She transferred from Santa Clara, and she can get hot. She's actually shooting 49% from beyond the arc.
In her game, I would say the actual star power comes from her ability to put the ball on the deck and get to the basket. Her and Ijaway have an ability to do that well.
Dimitri misses long. Marshall grabs the board. Canes looking to strike.
There's that
straightaway three. Misses everything.
Expect more of that, though. That is definitely a shot that Marshall is going to look for throughout the game.
She went just 1 of 7 from the floor against Wake. A bit of a struggle against the Demon Deacons. Grad transfer from Queens. Bounce pass inside. Heel, the left hand, gets it to fall.
Was a little bit off balance, but was able to regroup herself and get the ball up.
22-18. Marshall hangs on to it herself. Finds Haley Cavender, who puts it down. And it's a 1-point game.
She's got the 3-ball sign up. Okay, it's getting a little feisty out here already. Great pace back and forth. Kennedy Ume fighting inside. Yeah, it's heat up.
Ume, the youngster. And it'll be Miami's ball.
Coach Kate Pay talking about how her youngins have been stepping up as of late, particularly a Kennedy Ume, a Mary Ashley Stevenson, a Chloe Clardy, being able to give the offensive firepower that they desperately need with Nunu Aguera missing from the floor.
And her first year on the farm, and a lot of young players getting opportunities this year for the Cardinal, mostly due to the injuries to the more veteran players. Marshall turns to the free throw line and drives. It's met by Dimitri.
Great stop by Dimitri. What a wall.
Hey, Hannah Cavender's human. I was starting to wonder there for a second. Up to Ogden. A half-second differential between game clock and shot clock. Towards the end of the first quarter.
Little horns action. Clardy getting to choose what side she wants to go on.
10 to shoot. Poked away. Ogden gets it back. Has to put it up and does. Back rim. And the first quarter comes to a close. A high-flying affair between the Hurricanes and the Cardinal. Hannah Cavender comes into the game averaging 6.6 per contest. She is 12 already. And oh, by the way, Haley Cavender isn't so bad herself. Card up by 1. Up by 1 after 1, and if you like three-point shooting, you've come to the right place. Both squads have combined for 7 three-pointers in the first 10 minutes of play. Stanford knocking down 4.
It is surprising to see Miami Hurricanes in that conversation. You can expect this out of Stanford, who started the year in the top 5 in the country from the three-point clip. However, Miami Hurricanes are averaging 30% from 3 on the season. So they have found new life here beyond the arc. And specifically, Hannah Cavender. This is a person that is shooting 24% from 3, has already hit 2 tonight out of 5. When I tell you guys, her average this season, 6.6 points. She's already doubled that at 12. She's found new life as well. Maybe Haley and Hannah doing a little twin switch here.
A little Freaky Friday type
A little
stuff.
Freaky Friday going on.
But wait, it's Thursday.
Oh, it is.
Underneath, Dimitri, the turnaround shot goes through.
Oh, I love the flick of the wrist at the free throw line for Brooke Dimitri. Almost always money there.
Cards were up by 8 early in the game. Canes came back and took the lead, and it's been a seesaw affair for the most part ever since. And it hands back to Haley. Rogers with a big shot to beat Wake. 17 seconds to go on Sunday. Haley's Cavender. Cross court to Hannah. 3-ball. Good again. Hannah Cavender is on a rampage.
50% on the night. Now expect Miami to continue to do that. Play that two-man game on the weak side, allowing Hannah Cavender to be forgotten about and open for 3.
Terrific move by Ogden. Doesn't get the finish, but Dimitri tries to clean it up. Out of bounds. Stanford ball.
Ogden once again finding her way to the basket, being able to use her shoulders to create that space to get there. Just needs to finish. And Brooke Dimitri doing what she's always doing. Nose to glass, getting on the O-boards.
Janiyah Harriel coming in, replacing Chloe Clardy. Harriel, a redshirt junior from Sacramento, started the first 13 games of the season, has played just 9 minutes in 4 games since early January.
Had her season high 24 points in that first game too.
Yep. Another turnover for the Cardinal. 1-on-2. Haley Cavender finds Rogers, puts up a long 3-ball. It's good.
This is their 3-point specialist. Darian Rogers can put that ball up from way beyond the arc. And talking to her team, that is who you want to have the ball. And anytime you want an extra 3 points on the board.
39% 3-point shooter coming into tonight, leading the team. Ogden short. He's trying to add on to their largest lead of the game so far. Haley Cavender in the paint, too pure.
Too crafty, being able to just use her quick first step, very fleet-footed getting into the paint right there.
Meanwhile, Dimitri answers with a turnaround shot. Back and forth, we continue to go.
With the fade, Dimitri being able to find space because of her length and her height, but also being able to fade left, or excuse me, fade right and get that shot up.
Haley Cavender Ogden guarding her. Leaves it for Adams. Anae Adams blocked by Tess Heel.
There's that defensive specialist coming out of Tess Heel. Got a little bit of size on her. But again, put a big body up there.
Ogden open for three. Takes it. And makes it. Eventually.
Gets the bounce.
Tied at 29. Hand to Adams. Freshman from New Bedford, Massachusetts. Adams, by the way, a three-time Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of New Hampshire. Inside the arc, shot short. Heel directing the traffic, cutting to the cup, and laying it in for two.
Again, her game might have that three-point ball in it, but it's really about putting the ball down and being able to get to her spot.
She found a totally different gear there on that sequence. Haley Cavender stopped at the right block. Out to Rogers, online, but just misses. Ogden a crucial board. Tess Heel only played 2 years at Santa Clara, but left the program as their 11th leading all-time scorer. But Courtney Ogden adding to her scoring total here and putting Stanford back up by 5. Card on a 10-0 run. Stanford has hit 6 3-pointers already tonight.
Ogden has been shooting 33% from three in all games, but in conference play, she's 43% from three with that nice little step back. Basket at the bottom of, ball in the basket.
34-29, Stanford with the lead. Here in the second half, great to have you with us, Troy Clarity, Zena Cada, and Nia Crittenden. Coming to you from Maples Pavilion, where Stanford is 12-3. Roberts steps on the gas pedal and takes it to the cup.
Really quick jab step and go from Roberts.
Foul called on Anae Adams.
She was shocked by that. A little bit too much pressure on that defense.
When you get a foul called on you, aren't you
always shocked?
Automatically shocked?
Always shocked. How dare you? What?
Now, should she have been shocked there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's a little bit of pressure defense. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, she should have been called for that.
Stevenson hands to Bozgana. Off the underside of the rim. Stevenson can't make the layup. And a collision in the paint. Foul called on Bozgana.
Once again, that two-man game between the forwards at the top of the free throw line, being able to find ways to creatively get to the basket. But then again, Dimitri getting to the offensive glass. They just got to collect, get up, and finish.
Dimitri, Stanford's leading scorer with 9 points. Hannah Cavender with 15 points already. Yes, Hannah Cavender. Haley drives and puts it up off the glass and just gets it to skip in. It's a 1-point game.
On that right side of the court, that two-man game is going to play all day. And Haley Cavender has a choice of if she wants to go on her own or use a screen.
Stevenson in the paint. Bumps off Marshall and misses the layup. Stevenson had some good looks.
Got a little bit of contact from Marshall, but not enough to get a call. Here's that two-man game once again, this time with Hannah Cavender.
And Hannah drives a high off the glass, rebounded by Bozgana.
That help side defense has to be ready, not get caught up with offside action.
And Bozgana bumped by Natalia Marshall. Marshall has struggled from the three-point line of late. Is it just one of her last 17 from beyond the arc entering tonight? As you see the substitution for the Cardinal. Marshall transferred from Notre Dame this past offseason. I understand Notre Dame's kind of good at this basketball thing this year. They've got a couple of good players on their squad.
It was one of my surprises for Marshall to leave Notre Dame, especially considering everything that was going on with their program and the growth that's happening. But understandably, wanted to start a new path in her last season in the NCAA. But yes, Niele Ivey has something special going on.
Yeah, but what a game, even though they lost against NC State.
Ooh.
Roberts goes coast to coast after the steal and puts the Canes up by 1. Stevenson finds Ijuoye. Coming down the baseline. High degree of difficulty, but gets fouled.
Ijuoye is a power-packed player. When she hits the deck, you just almost grasp your breath there. Look how much ground she covers on this drive. Couldn't quite get the reverse all the way through. She got through 3 defenders before creating that contact for Marshall.
Yeah, the stride, the elevation, and then hitting the deck after the foul by Marshall. That's her second. Ijuoye, a 4-star recruit, was the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Arizona last year.
Everything she does is with strength. She comes into the paint strong. She defends strong. She rebounds strong. Very exciting future for Ijuoye.
Just 53% from the line coming into today. But makes both here. Puts Stanford back on top. 36-35. Anna Cavender's been the star of the show. Lamaya Hilton in the game for the Canes. Red transfer from Arizona. She's been in this building before. Roberts, the shot, too strong. Rebounded by Ogden. Clardy a bit quiet in the early going. Ogden has not been. She's making noise. That's her third 3 of the night.
You can be quiet when your teammates are making noise like that. Ogden, especially in that trail 3, finding her 3-point shot again. Playing really well from beyond the arc in conference play.
Anna Cavender stops and starts. Runs out of room but finds Hilton. Swish. 1-point game again.
Miami doing a really great job of getting you preoccupied with the hezzies and the stops and jabs, and then a teammate finding a way open into the open spot, wide open for 3s.
Hezzy, I like that.
Oh, yes.
Ijuoye with the drive. Ogden had the high point that one. Ariel. Up top to Clardy. Outside. Ijuoye. This is the layup off the front of the rim, but the foul called on Adams, who is underneath the bucket and might need a moment.
That was a tough take into the basket. Ijuoye a little bit out of control as she went up there. That's the risk when taking charges.
Yeah, the foul called on Ijuoye. They are going to take a closer look.
Oh, it was even before. She wasn't trying to take a charge. It was a little bit of an elbow action as Ijuoye was creating space.
Yep.
Hit her up under the chin.
Well, good to see Adams is okay. And over onto the Miami bench. The officials take a look, see if there might be a little bit more to the foul. 39-38, Stanford with the lead. As we take you another look and show you what we have.
As you see, Ijuoye use her right arm to try and create that space. She ends up pushing her elbow into the chin of Adams, who is striding alongside her, trying to beat her to the spot.
Boy, that can't be pleasant.
Not at all. And this happens as you're trying to gather yourself to get to the basket. You've gotten the first step on your opponent. You are ready to go up. She probably wasn't even noticing.
No.
Adams alongside her. And at that point, you are coached for Adams. You're beat. That is now your help defender to come over and take care of that. So, yeah, just an elbow to
comes
the
right up.
Ooh, that's rough.
You know, Adams still trying to clear the cobwebs a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she just got a bow to the face. Like, that is tough.
After review, the foul on White 6 is upgraded to an intentional foul. Illegal use of her forearm.
So upgraded to an intentional foul. We think the tape backs that up.
Yeah, yeah. She's in the huddle now trying to explain her gather. And that's the thing. Some people have big gathers when they get to the basket of just being able to create that space. But ultimately, the trajectory of her elbow absolutely connected with Adams in an intentional way to get that space.
I had no gather.
Oh.
None at all.
That's one of those things you used to do to look fancy as you're trying to, get a free wide open layup.
Haley Cavender at the line, shooting the free throws, making the first. She's just under 80% from the 1-point line. 17 points against Wake. Her 25th double-digit scoring game of the season. She has been magnificent on the season. 4 straight double-doubles earlier this year. Miami get the ball once again. Taking the lead after the 2 free throws. And Cavender looking for more. Back rim. And over the back, the foul called on Roberts.
All night long, it's going to be a pick-and-roll game with Miami. Whether it's a Cavender in the mix, Haley or Hannah or Roberts, but you're expecting it. Big girl gets to the top of the key, goes to the wing, sets a screen, and stop and pop, reject the screen, whatever it is. Stanford's going to have to be able to start reading that.
Dimitri, the catch and shoot 3, drains it.
And on the opposite end, motion offense a little bit for Stanford, being able to get their bigs and players moving around the half court and finding open threes on catch and shoots.
Dimitri with 12, whistle away from the ball. It's called on Miami.
And DJ Wade points the other way. She's excited about that call, especially when you can get in the heads of some of these guards on the Cane side. They are turnover prone, so things like that can get them sped up, get them frustrated.
Just over 16 turnovers per game for the Canes coming into the day. Stanford, for the record, with 15 turnovers. Foul on Hilton. Harrell.
Stanford's got to get their spacing right.
Weaving around the left side of the arc. Ogden. Ariel. Finding Dimitri in the corner. Resets and puts it up. In and out. But Ogden, the second chance, lays it in.
Ogden, the only Cardinal in the midst of 4 green bodies, being able to get that ball and put it right up. Found herself in the exact right spot on the floor.
Bit of toughness, bit of savvy by the sophomore from Atlanta. Closing in on the final minute, first half. Haley Cavender, the no-look pass to Williams. Holy smokes.
DJ Williams was basically face guarding her before she was able to finally get a little bit of space to get that ball to Cameron Williams when Brooke Dimitri came over.
Yeah, how about that pass? Foul is called on Miami.
The floor vision of the Cavenders, Hannah specifically, but also Haley, they find a way to incorporate their teammates even before their teammates are ready to be incorporated or knew they were in a position to be.
There's Hannah with 15 points. Haley has 11. Haley, the ACC's active career scoring leader, surpassed the 2,500 point mark earlier this season against NC State. Stanford in the bonus, shooting free throws. Ogden makes the first.
Haley Cavender with already 6 assists on the night.
It is kind of like they've switched around a bit, although,
They really have.
although Haley does lead the team in assists.
You don't want to get too comfortable with either one of these two. I mean, we've seen them in their college career be these incredibly uber competitive players. At one point, they signed an NIL deal with the WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get more competitive than that. This is their essence and how they approach everything, not only in basketball, but off the court as well. It shows up in their game.
Yeah, it's been terrific and fun to watch. They're not just influencers, they're entrepreneurs as well. You need to see them take that to the level that they have. Second free throw, no good. Miami a chance to perhaps tie. We're inside the final minute of the first half. Hannah to Haley. Inside to Williams. Well done by the Hurricanes.
Brooke Dimitri out of position, playing a little bit on the high side. Allow Cameron Williams to get that easy drop step in.
Joye open for 3. Misses long. Canes can have the last shot here. And Perhaps take the lead. A little bit of time here. Hannah Cavender setting it up to Haley. Julia guarding. 5 seconds to go. Underneath, Williams off the glass. The tip back no good. And the first half comes to a close. It has been a high-flying affair throughout the course of this game. Stanford up by 8 early. Canes able to answer. They were up by 5 midway through the second half. But right now it is Stanford with a 1-point advantage over the Miami Hurricanes. Courtney Ogden with 14 for the Cardinal. Brooke Dimitri with 12. But the Cavender twins combining for 26. Hannah with 15 and Haley with 11.
Cavender twins not wanting to go home.
No, not indeed. Let's head over to the court where Nia Crittenden is standing by with Kate Pay.
I'm here with Coach Pay. Coach, what a close first half. Your team coming out. You know Miami has a lot at stake here. What was your mindset going into this matchup?
We have a lot at stake. We have a lot of pride in the way we play. We love playing at home. Our team jumped on them from the beginning, but they came back. They're a very good team. I'm really excited by the way that Courtney Ogden's playing. I think that Brooke is showing great senior leadership. She's knocking her shot down. We have to do a much better job on the Cavender twins, no doubt.
And Nuna Agara, she's not on the court tonight, but as you just talked about your other team, your other players stepping up, how has that been to watch your young players stepping up in this moment?
We're really excited about our senior leadership and how they've mentored our young players. Our sophomores and our freshmen, we've thrown them into the deep end of the pool a little bit, but they've responded, and we're really excited about how well they're doing.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Nia. It's been a fun first half. The Hurricanes trying to win here tonight and punch their ticket to Greensboro. Meanwhile, Stanford trying to get back in the win column. Halftime festivities straight ahead here on ACE with Stanford leading Miami 45-44. Nia Crittenden has the head coach of Miami, Tricia Cullop.
I'm here with Coach Cullop. Coach, we know how important this game is for your team to make it in the ACC tournament. What is your mindset right now with the team, and how are you feeling so far going into the second half?
Well, I like the position that we're in right now. I'm glad that we only have 4 turnovers, but I do think we've got to guard the three-point shot better. We've given up too many threes.
Yeah, and so for your team right now, such a close first half, but playing with a lot of energy, a lot of fight. What else do you need to see from your players? I know you have a lot with the Cavender twins really stepping up right now on the floor. What else are you expecting from your team?
I think just good pace offensively, continue to move the ball and make them work defensively.
Thank you so much, Coach. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Tricia noting that Stanford has hit 8 three-pointers so far this evening. Zena, overall, both teams are combined to shoot 56% from beyond the arc. It's been lights out for both teams from 3 here so far this evening.
Absolutely. What Coach Cullop is saying, Coach Kate Pay can also say they've got to close the gap on those shooters, clamp up a little bit on defense, and make sure to close out hard.
The good news for Miami here, they're on pace for 88 points in this game. Their season high to this point is 84. Cavender twins with 26. They've combined for that total so far to this point. But I'm feeling they're going to need a few other folks along the way to put it together for them as well.
One of the things they can keep doing is making sure they're taking care of the ball. Only 4 turnovers. This team averages 16 a game. So being able to take care of the ball, have that floor vision that the Cavender twins have, and continue to make some of those high IQ passes, you absolutely can get to that 88. On the Stanford side, though, they've got to track those twins a lot better, not only in transition, but in the half court. Every single time there's going to be a pick at the top of the key or on the wing. The Stanford Cardinal have got to fight around those screens. They've got to pressure up. And if Cavenders have the ball in their hands, get in those passing lanes. Force the defender on ball to make something happen.
So Haley and Hannah have done terrific so far for the Canes here tonight. Hannah lighting it up. Her career high is 32 points. She scored that against UNLV back in 2021. She's almost halfway there.
Yeah, we definitely were not expecting this performance out of both of them, where Haley Cavender has the 6 assists and Hannah Cavender is the one lighting it up from outside the arc. But this is what happens in ACC play. This is what happens as you're marching towards March. Everyone's game steps up. Everyone's elevated. Everyone is looking for a win.
Yeah, Hannah had missed her last 9 three-pointers coming into tonight. She's hit 3 so far this evening. A reminder of the stakes for both teams in this game. Thanks to Pitt's loss to Syracuse earlier today, if the Hurricanes win, they punch their ticket to Greensboro and the ACC Women's Tournament next week. For the Cardinal, they're trying to get back in the win column and somehow, some way, trying to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive, an event they have not missed since 1987. Away we go here in the second half. Haley Cavender finding Marshall. Misses strong, grabbing the rebound. Williams, too strong.
Cardinal cannot let Courtney Williams get going on the O boards or the rebounds in general. This is her bread and butter and how she gets going in game.
Brooke Dimitri with 12 points in the first half. 3-ball from Bozgana is good. Nothing but net.
Bozgana had a quiet first half, 1 of 5 from the floor, but she also can heat up from outside the arc.
Stop me if you've heard this before. Somebody hit a 3-pointer here tonight at Maples.
It is a little bit crazy how many threes are going up in comparison to the last game I did with Stanford and Pitt, where there wasn't a 3-ball until the third quarter.
Hey, the universe balances itself out.
There you go.
Stripped away. Clardy ends up with it. Clardy, quiet for the most part so far this evening. With 6 points. Stevenson puts it on the floor. Bozgana might try to take another crack at it, but held it. Cardinal being patient with 10 to shoot. Stevenson spins. Short. Fighting for it back. And a tie-up with the arrow going in Stanford's direction.
Stevenson had to take things into her own hands. There were so many actions happening as she was standing in the post waiting for someone to get open.
Meanwhile, Eleanor's Bozgana with the big 3-pointer here. When she gets hot, when she gets going, man, she can be super, super tough to beat.
Between Bozgana and Dimitri and Clardy, there is no hesitation from 3.
There she is, 51-46, Stanford up by 5. Clardy, Stanford's first ever player from the state of Arkansas. Stand up if you're in the natural state. And a whistle. Foul called along the way. Another look at Clardy from the corner.
Running that baseline, making Haley Cavender have to track her all the way across the court. Gets open in that corner. 3-ball is up.
Shea Ijuwoye got called for the foul. That's her second. Chloe Clardy against Syracuse, 14 points, 12 assists, no turnovers. How about that for a line?
Miami is setting some hard screens for the Cardinal guards to fight around.
10 to shoot. Williams working on Dimitri. Williams can't get that one to fall.
They're good moves, they're simple moves. She just doesn't have the touch around the basket right now.
Ijuwoye finding a second gear, trying to draw the foul and doesn't. Head to Haley Cavender. Had Roberts wide open underneath the bucket, but the pass deflected.
Try to do that little flip and too much length from the Cardinals.
Travel. Look, Miami's done enough traveling this week as it is, right?
Coming across the country to keep the steps going. But this is a result of, you can tell, Stanford stepping up their defensive intensity. The second they came out on the court, everyone was more in passing lanes. Everyone's got their hands up. They're speeding up Miami overall.
Dimitri inside the arc, swish.
Pure shooter. It is such a pretty shot. If you don't close the gap on Dimitri, she's gonna put that up and it's gonna swish.
21 points against Boston College a couple weeks ago. Part of Stanford's 3-game win streak. Hannah Cavender is able to grab that one. Five to shoot. 2 to shoot. And the Canes run out of time. And then Haley are looking at each other and going, hey, what went wrong?
Stanford defense is in the building. That's what's went wrong. Stanford has stepped up the pressure for Miami right now.
It's an 8-0 run for the Card. After the Canes got the first bucket of the second half. Terrific pass to Bozgana, up and in. Cardinal clicking.
Pretty give and go from Dimitri and Elena Vezgana. You got to be able to have a quick first step if you want that play to work.
9-point lead, Stanford's largest of the game. Anna Cavender was red hot in the first half. Roberts with the step back, foot on the line. Ogden grabs the board.
It's all Stanford right now. Miami struggling to find a shot right now.
Ogden turning, facing the basket, finding Vezgana straight away. Three, it is good! Stanford has hit 11 threes! And the celebration is on the Stanford bench. A 13-0 run for the Cardinal, who can do no wrong here in the second half.
Elena Vezgana finding her way on the give and go to the basket, and she can find a way outside the arc too. Swish from the senior.
A 12-point lead for the Stanford Cardinal here midway through the third quarter. As you look at Haley Cavender, already has her 26th double-digit scoring game in hand, but she's more than just scoring. She's also terrific in rebounds and in assists as well. She has 6 dishes already here tonight.
Haley Cavender is such a creator for her teammates because she can see the floor so well. She knows what she wants to be in terms of spots, and that's why she can set up her teammates in that same ability. Here she is posting up, getting around this screen, getting open. This is what she can do. Stop and pop and find her teammates.
Adams, good to see her back in the game, knocking down the three-pointer. You were saying?
As if she knew I was talking about her. This is what she does. Creates and diverts attention and then gets her teammates open as a result.
Heel open for three and gets that one to go too. Stanford cannot miss from beyond the arc.
It's all Stanford right now. They're battling on the boards, beating the Canes there, beating them from the three-point line. I mean, everything is coming up Stanford.
Haley Cavender doubled for a moment. Back up to Hannah. Still leading the Canes with 15 points tonight. 7 to shoot. Rogers, lethal from beyond the arc, but drives instead and is running out of time. The shot clock buzzer sounds. Second shot clock violation of the second half for the Canes.
The frustration is starting to settle in for Miami.
And a ticket to the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament may be starting to slip away from Miami. Cardinal ahead by 12 as it is aiming for what would be a much-needed win tonight over the Miami Hurricanes as it tries to stay on its very, very narrow path to the NCAA tournament. They have not missed one of those since 1987, but you look at some things. Stanford has a net ranking of 50 entering today. Their strength of schedule is 27th. They had spent time on ESPN's bracketology bubble before being knocked off of it thanks to that loss to Virginia. As Field knocks them down from inside the arc. But there is still a slight path that perhaps doesn't include winning it all in Greensboro, but Stanford needs to win out this season and probably get to championship day in Greensboro.
Stanford had a wonderful non-conference showing 12-3 to start the year. And then, of course, conference players where things got a little bit mucked up. Coach Pace said before the game, this is a season of adjustment. This is going to be a little bit different than what you've anticipated and expected out of the Stanford of the past. But there's still an opportunity for them to continue that story.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There is a chance.
14-point lead now for the Cardinal. Dimitri, Clardy, driving, baseline, puts it up, misses. Vezgana there for the board. Stanford being patient here, trying to extend an 18-3 run. Underneath, Ogden. Nothing there. And Tess Heel, 5'10". If she was 6'2", she would have gotten to that.
Yeah, can't quite get there. With Ty Marshall being that wall inside and then making it difficult for Elena Vezgana to be able to find her teammate for the pass back out. You can see Miami now stepping it up, pressing in the full court, trying to slow down the momentum that Stanford has.
Stops, pops, and drops. Haley Cavender. That's a long two.
Canes need a lot more of these two plays, a stop and pop from Haley Cavender, and then a defensive play by Hannah Cavender.
But the miss by Marshall on the three prevents more from the Hurricanes in that sequence. Terrific pass from Ogden, and Bozgana with the finish.
That is classic Stanford play. Can't get open, players over defending, go back door, get that open, easy bucket underneath.
We have seen that time and time again throughout the course of this game from the Cardinals. Darion Rogers hands to Mae Adams, who took an elbow to the chops earlier in the game, but she's back in. And now accelerating down the lane. Tough bucket for Adams.
With some fancy footwork, she sized up Tess Hill. Got to the right and got to the bucket.
That was not a freshman bucket.
Not at all.
Bozgana from the corner. Short.
That's the way to break the press, though. Being able to pass out of it, get an open shot in this corner as Natalia Marshall finishes on the other end.
Yeah, terrific vision there by Rogers, allowing Marshall the easy bucket. And timeout called by Kate Pay. Card were up by as much as 14. Now it's a 10-point lead as Miami trying to fight their way back into it. However, terrific passing by the Cardinals been the rule today.
And Darion Rogers finds the rim running Marshall to keep in this game, just 10 points down now.
Stanford has hit 6 of its last 8 shots. Miami has hit 4 of its last 5, but Stanford came out after Trisha Cullop told Nia Crittenden, hey, we need to defend better at the three-point line. Stanford hit their first 4 long balls in the third quarter, so I don't know what game plan they had around the perimeter. They might have had to scrap it and go to a new plan since then.
Absolutely. You saw Trisha Cullop call a timeout, and what came after that? A full court press, wanting to get Stanford a little bit sped up before they got to the half court, and also being able to take some time off the clock so that shots like this don't keep happening.
And it's been a barrage from the Cardinals all night, and it hasn't necessarily been one person. It's been a team effort. Clardy, Bozgana, Neal, Courtney Ogden has also knocked down 3 as well. Stanford 12 of 19 from downtown. Would that be Palo Alto? Probably.
Probably.
We'll call it that.
There you go.
There's Elena Bozgana. Tara Vanderveer's first commit from Europe to play for Stanford. She actually committed sight unseen back during the pandemic days. Formed a bond with Tara and Kate Pay over Zoom, and the rest was history. Tara is in the building. I did see her at halftime.
I keep hearing everyone go, where's Tara? Where's Tara? Celebrity around these parts.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Her name's on the court. See it to the right of your screen. Clardy, the layup short.
Clardy yo-yoing, but couldn't quite get to the basket.
Hannah Cavender has not scored so far in the second half. Hilton drives, puts it up, just doesn't get it to fall, but she'll go to the line.
Ariel did her best to close out there, but was caught on her heels, and Hilton took advantage, used her quick step. Blow right by her.
Clardy, her first foul. Hilton from the Toronto area, grad transfer. She started her collegiate career at the University of Arizona, actually scored 2 points against Stanford in this building 3 years ago. Doesn't get to add to that here. She actually had 3 teammates on last year's Miami squad that were also from the Toronto area. She noted that it's kind of hard to find good poutine in South Florida. I can see how that might be the case.
Exactly, I can imagine that.
9-point game. Heel to Bozgana.
Miami flying around right now.
Yeah, a bit extra pep in their step defensively over the last couple of minutes. Dimitri, the 3 denied, puts it up under duress. Swooping in for the board, it's Haley Cavender.
Hard closeouts from Miami, making sure the 3 ball does not fly up.
Haley puts it up. Doesn't get it to fall. It's Heel who grabs the board. Boy, that would have been a big shot for the Canes to get. Instead, Clardy at the other end finds Dimitri, who backs up. Let's fly a three and knocks it down.
The rotation on that thing, and also the court awareness for Dimitri to realize, let me take a step back and get the extra point on the board.
Card up by 12, final minute, third quarter. Hilton driving. Now to Hannah Cavender. Adams again with 6 to shoot. The drive through the trees, flips the defense and scores.
Right now, Harriel is being exposed. Every time she closes out, they're driving on her and being able to get to the basket, either a score or a foul.
Well, and a couple of explosive buckets by Adams here in the late going in the third quarter. Clardy gets a little bit of room, 5 to shoot. Bozgana, time running out. A high rainbow that hits the back rim.
What an arc.
What an arc, and it almost fell, but Stanford getting separation against the Hurricanes. Brooke Dimitri has 17 tonight. Card up by 10 after 3. Start of the fourth quarter with Stanford leading Miami by 10. And it stands to reason that if you're shooting at a higher percentage, that gives you a higher chance to win the game. Stanford's magic number, 41.5% from the field, 12 and 3 when they better that mark, shooting 53% from the floor tonight.
And they're usually shooting better from 3 when the ball is moving. When they've got their high assist, the motion is going, they're being able to find each other in the correct spots. That's when the 3 ball can fly, and it can fly pretty.
They've hit 13 so far this evening. They won on the 13-0 run early in the third quarter. That's been the big sequence so far in this game. Meanwhile, a foul called on Tess Heel, who sent Anae Adams flying in towards the Miami bench.
I could have anticipated that. Heel was finding Adams on the other side of that screen. With the trajectory and the force with which Adams is going through the paint, Heel connected with her, little bump, body bump.
It's simple physics, right?
Simple physics.
Physics is a thing on this campus, I'm told. Hilton almost lost the handle, gets it back, finds Marshall. 5 to shoot. Haley Cavender. Dimitri hanging in there defensively. And a third shot clock violation for Miami in the second half. And that's got to drive Trisha Cullop nuts.
At some point, I'm looking at the Miami Hurricanes bench. Got to start calling out numbers here. This is a very loud and active environment. You've got to help your teammates out on the court and help them count down that shot clock.
Stanford up by 10. Early fourth quarter. Clardy has the ball poked away, but a reach-in is called. Clardy with 9 points so far as Adams goes into the book with the foul. 9 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds for the young lady from Conway, Arkansas. Dimitri down the baseline, just muscling her way in for 2.
Dimitri's too humble for this, but that is a too small type of move. Utilizing her shoulders, going baseline, right over Adams.
Just a road grade type of basket there. Hannah Cavender is still looking for her first points of the second half. There they are. She is 17.
You cannot do that with Hannah Cavender. She will lull you. As Courtney Ogden gets the bucket on the other side, she will lull you with that dribble, acting as if she is looking for her teammates.
Meanwhile, defense potentially leading to offense for the Cardinal again, but the foul committed before Bozgana can put up points. Boy, a helter-skelter sequence there. Stanford able to make a couple of plays. Shea Ijuwoye comes back into the game, replacing Heel.
Heel and Ijuwoye go back and forth, coming in, bringing that intensity both on offense and defense, going hard at the paint on offense and being able to defend hard on D.
Clardy backs up. Up top to Ogden, who has 16 points. Bozgana for 3. Back rim. Ijiwoye tries to keep it alive with a whistle.
Gotta laugh that one off.
Yeah, she's had a smile on her face throughout the entirety of this game. She wasn't smiling during the shoot-around today as she was a bit under the weather, but you wouldn't have known it from her performance throughout much of the game here tonight.
Listen, when your team is shooting 59% from three, that will put a smile on your face.
And that'll make you feel a lot better. Adams looking for Williams. She's not there. She is now doubled in the paint, but traveled before going up.
I've been there before. She was almost too open. She didn't realize how deep she was in the paint. By the time she turned around and saw two defenders beside her, but she could do the hook, she took too many steps.
Miami making a lot of little mistakes here in the second half. Ijiwoye trying to hang on to it, but gets fouled by Hannah Cavender.
Now, this is one of the things that comes along with Ijiwoye's defense. She can give you that smothering coverage, but it can sometimes be at the risk of fouls.
Gotta walk that line.
Correct. It's a balance game.
Be a tough tightrope to walk at times.
And what I like to see out of the Canes is playing with a little sense of urgency. This is a game that can connect you to the ACC tournament. This can lock you in.
Well, when you commit 3 shot clock violations, that doesn't dictate urgency. Dimitri misses the 3-ball short. Haley Cavender pushing just a little bit, but doesn't have numbers. Hilton, the 3 denied by Ogden. Hannah Cavender waits. Kind of surprised, thought she might pull the trigger there.
Did too.
Williams traveled again. And it's been that kind of second half for the Hurricanes.
Williams struggling inside. I think Stanford's doing a great job of giving her a lot of pressure, making her have to work to get her spot. But by the time she catches, they ease off of her. It gives her balance off a little bit.
Dimitri a couple of dribbles, hands to Bozgana. Bozgana with 12 points. Ijiwoye long on the 3-ball. Williams grabbing her 4th rebound of the night, intercepted by Bozgana. Bozgana fouled by Hannah Cavender. Well, the anticipation by Bozgana, kind of a tough pass. That made it a little bit easier for Bozgana to intercept, but still a terrific play by the senior.
Going up strong here through the contact of Cavender, but man, give Bozgana an NFL contract the way she went through there. A little cornerback action.
I was watching the scouting combine earlier today. You have the defensive lineman working out.
There you go. She came out of nowhere, but great high IQ play, knowing that that's where Miami wanted to get the ball.
Bozgana misses the first free throw. She's 76% the charity stripe. Second free throw attempt on the way and good. It's now a 13-point game for the Cardinals. Hannah Cavender, guarded by Clardy. Haley Cavender, switching to a left-hand dribble. Adams in the corner, guarded by Heel. Puts it up in the paint and gets it to go. Adams has had some impressive moments in the second half.
Absolutely. She just finds a way to get inside the paint, finds her lanes really well. She looked for Marshall first and found it. And here we go. Here's the urgency that you're looking for out of the Canes.
Clarity's 3-ball misses far side of the rim, fighting forward along the baseline, and it's Miami ball.
So I'm picking up, Cullip is asking your team to press after a make, not allowing Stanford to get the ball easy up the court, and also forcing them to have to operate with a shortened shot clock.
Way back in, Heel off for the Cardinal. Kicked away. But no, a foul actually called as well. I believe that's on Ogden. That's Ogden's first foul. She was Pac-12 All-Freshman honorable mention last year. had a career-high 17 points against Virginia on Sunday. She is 1 point away from matching that mark. Inbound to Adams. Adams driving. And the foul called, I believe, on Clark.
I really like just how methodical Adams is with the ball. She knows exactly what she wants to do. She's got a bag on her as well in terms of her handle.
4 fouls by each team so far, second half. Adams with the ball again, directing the traffic. 10 to shoot. Adams stops, puts it up, way too strong. Williams says, wait, hold up. Hands to Bozgana.
You got to do that, especially with Miami trying to speed them up. It's great. And there we go. Here's the turnover. Cavender.
Adam Cavender, uncontested, lays it in. Pressure by the Canes. Now Stanford can slow it down. Clock and scoreboard, both the Cardinals' friend.
Adams with another elbow to the face.
Got Bozgana.
She literally put her hands up like, why is this happening to me?
So Adams will try to go to a safer place and head to the bench and gather her thoughts for a moment or so. Scoring has slowed down just a bit in this game, but Stanford up by 9 on the Canes with 5 minutes left from Mavis. Canes had taken care of the ball in the first half with just 4 turnovers, but so far in the second half, they've committed 10. 3 travels, and then this interception among them by Eleanor Bozgana, as the Cardinal have been up to snuff defensively, but certainly plenty of unforced errors for the Hurricanes as well.
Stanford has done a really great job of just being perceptive, being able to pick up on certain things in terms of being able to stop things in transition, helping out when someone gets the ball inside, being able to help their teammate to defend, and also just being pesky, right? A lot of the things that are causing Courtney Williams to speed up inside, or Cameron Williams, excuse me, is just because they're being pesky and being around her.
Eleanor Bozgana at the line as Stanford is in the bonus. Hurricanes got off to such a terrific start to the season. They won 11 of their first 12 games, but it's been tough for them since then. They've had losing streaks of 7 in a row and 5 in a row. That 5-game losing streak that was snapped on Sunday against Wake, all 5 of their opponents were ranked. No other ACC team has played 5 straight ranked opponents this season. Hilton for 3, misses long. Ogden trying to tap it around and fight for the rebound.
That's another thing that's been underscored in this game, rebounding. Stanford has done a phenomenal job of finding their way to the basket, both on the defensive glass and the offensive glass.
Miami with just 2 offensive rebounds tonight. Rick Dimitri, 19 points. Bozgana with 15. Dimitri again finds Clardy down the baseline, lays it up, off the glass, off the rim, and down.
Hilton took the risk to try and help on Dimitri, leaving Clardy open, who took her defender as soon as she realized she was closing out.
Haley Cavender for 3. Off the mark. Adams goes tumbling into the camera well along the baseline. She's okay, and back on defense. Adams is going to have some bumps and bruises at the end of this one.
Absolutely. I like E.J. Woye being this kind of unruffled floor general right now. She's telling him to calm down, keep the pace, allowing half-court offense to open up, just like that.
Allowing teammates to find each other, with Courtney Ogden now setting a new career high with 18 points. Hannah Cavender falls off the front rim.
Miami getting the looks that they typically have and can typically hit, but just not finding the touch around the basket.
by and large, it's like the spigot got turned off for Miami in the second half.
And without anyone else scoring outside of Cavender pretty consistently, Adams trying to help the cause, but it's not enough.
7 to shoot. Udoye in the spin cycle, off the glass and down. A sick move by Shea Udoye.
And a slick move, did you see? Dribble around, spin move, goes up, elevates. Could have had an and one with a little bit of contact, with a little bit of bump there.
So Stanford now with its biggest lead of the game, currently on an 8-0 run as Miami has called its full timeout. And they're going to need a lot of dominoes to fall in their way to come away with this one, with a chance to go to Greensboro and punch their ticket. Slipping by the wayside, it appears, for the Hurricanes. I find it interesting that they have 7 seniors on their squad. And Tricia Culp said, look, I want them to enjoy every second they've got of their careers left and take us as far as they can. They've only got one more shot now to try to get to Greensboro coming up, as they'll head over across the bay to Cal and play that game on Sunday. Bears very good at Haas Pavilion. Bears very good everywhere. That's going to be a tall task for the Canes.
Of course, Stanford knows a little bit about that Cal.
A little bit.
That Cal challenge. But yeah, it's when you think about the fact that you've got a team that is full with seniors, that's why I was concerned about the urgency that they're playing with tonight. This is one of your opportunities to ensure that your season continues past the ACC regular season. But this, again, is going to be a test for them. Going into Cal, this could be the momentum they need to be able to overcome the Bears.
Well, and Miami facing a Stanford team that is personneled largely by freshmen and sophomores. Broken up. Ijuoye, the freshman, goes back and gets it.
Look at those active hands. Lost the handle, got it right back.
Already the chest pass to Ogden. Waits, passes. Ogden doesn't have a shot. Roberts right there. Ogden backing up. 5 to shoot. Clardy with the right hand. And the lead getting larger for Stanford.
Clardy with a great ability to get to the left side of the floor and finish with that inside hand.
What can Adams do here? Inside 2 minutes to go. Haley Cavender puts it up and hits.
It might be a little too late, though.
Stops a 10-0 run for the Cardinal.
Worth mentioning, the Cavender twins have played 36 and 38 minutes, and they are heading this press and this defense. Tall task for the two of them.
Oh. Hey, that's why they've got the fitness app, right?
That's true.
5 seconds. Ijuoye shovels it to Bozgana, out of bounds with 1 to shoot.
I love that about Bozgana's game. She finds a way to cut, perfectly timed, for her teammates to be able to find her. Whether it's backdoor cuts, give and go cuts, she just cuts with purpose.
Bozgana the catch and shoot. Clardy tries to tap it out to a teammate. She finds one, but she's sitting on the bench. So it's Miami's ball. Hannah Cavender explosive in the first half. Haley Cavender has hit some buckets in the second. Doesn't get that one to fall. To Clardy. And an errant pass. Saved by Roberts and finished by Adams.
You know, earlier when I said Courtney Williams and I meant Cameron Williams, it's because Adams reminds me of Courtney Williams from the Minnesota Lynx. She's got that handle, that stop and pop, be able to drive.
I'll allow it. Bozgana short on the 3. Bumping around trying to get the rebound. Adams comes away from the crowd. Hannah Cavender finds Adams. Step back three, back rim. DJ Williams, fearless.
She is tenacious. They're tapping it out. They're all good.
DJ Williams, fourth foul of the day. Perhaps a modest stat line in some ways with 7 points, 4 rebounds, but a couple of steals, couple of assists, and it seems like when she has made a play, they've come at the right time, in big context.
And you cannot forget about the job she's done in shutting down Cavender in this second half.
Haley Cavender misses the free throw. Second one, good. Leah Harmon coming in for the Miami Hurricanes for the first time in this game, coming off for Haley Cavender. Harmon, a freshman from Patterson, New Jersey, a 5-star recruit by ESPN.
Miscue here by Miami.
And Clardy wide open, it makes them pay.
2 went with 1 when Brooke Dimitri gets in that high post, leaving Clardy wide open for the 3.
It's simple math there, and it adds up here to a win for the Cardinal. It's a final. Stanford with a much-needed win, bouncing back from a tough result at Charlottesville, and they beat Miami here tonight. The final score from Maples Pavilion, Stanford 86, Miami 69. Stanford now 15-13 on the year, and now 7-10 in ACC play, still very much in the mix and trying to move up just a little bit, maybe hoping for a 9 seed, maybe trying to figure out a way to not have to play that first day in Greensboro, while the Miami Hurricanes fall to 14-14, 4-13 in ACC play, and an opportunity to try to punch a ticket to Greensboro tonight goes by the wayside for Miami.
And Miami being at the bottom of the ACC does not matter when it comes to getting a win that can boost your confidence. Stanford has always been, this season, really good at home. So they come home after tough losses and be able to bounce back, hit the shot that they've always hit all season, get that 3-ball going, and on top of it, score at will against a really pesky defense in Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah, Stanford 14 of 27 on 3-pointers tonight, shooting just under 52% from beyond the arc. Chloe Clardy had 4, Brooke Dimitri and Courtney Ogden with 3 apiece. Just an absolute barrage from long distance from Stanford, but they also did a lot of things right defensively in the second half. Nia Crittenden standing by with our post-game interview.
I'm here with Courtney Ogden. Courtney, you had a career high last game, a career high tonight, 18 points. What are you feeling in this moment?
I'm just really happy for us to get the dub. I mean, an individual performance is always nice, but I'm most excited about us getting this W and continuing to rolling.
You guys put your foot on the gas here in this last half, heading into the ACC tournament. What are you feeling from your team, and what are you expecting going forward from here?
I think we have a lot of energy. I think we're on a roll right now, and then we're just going to look to continue this.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Nia, and thank you, Courtney. Stanford with one more game in the regular season as they will have their senior day on Sunday when they host the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, as they will close out the regular season and try to figure out a way to get up in the top 9 in the ACC tournament. But they take care of business here tonight against the Miami Hurricanes, who were game early, down by 1 at the half, but a 13-0 run for the Cardinal at the start of the third quarter, perhaps the decisive sequence. Stanford 86, Miami 69, your final score from Maples Pavilion. On behalf of our fantastic ACC Network Extra crew, Nia Crittenden roaming the baseline and the sideline and the floor, and Zena Keita, my broadcast partner here today, I'm Troy Clear. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, and accomplish greatness. Once again, the final score tonight, Card with a bounce-back win, 86-69 over the Miami Hurricanes.